2017 International Training for Elders and Responsible Ones. The Recovery of the Church. Message 7. The Status of the Church, the Body of Christ. Day 2. Outline. Roman number 3. The reality of the body of Christ is the spirit of the reality of the triune God. A. Reality refers to the real condition of persons and things. B. The body of Christ is the church, and all its reality is the spirit of the reality of the consummated triune God. 1. The reality of the process triune God is His consummated spirit of reality. 2. The reality of all that the triune God is, has and can do, is the spirit of reality. 3. The reality of the death and resurrection, through which the triune God has passed, is also in the spirit of reality. 4. The spirit of reality makes everything of the process triune God a reality in the body of Christ. 5. All that the triune God is, including righteousness, holiness, life, light, power, grace, and all the divine attributes, are realized by the spirit of reality to be the real attributes of the body of Christ. 6. These attributes have been realized in the church, by the Spirit in the body of Christ. The church therefore possesses the reality of the divine attributes. 7. All that the triune God in Christ experienced, including incarnation, crucifixion and resurrection, are likewise realized by the Spirit of reality to be the real experiences of the body of Christ. Morning nourishment. John 14:17. Even the Spirit of reality, whom the world cannot receive, because it does not behold Him or know Him. But you know Him, because He abides with you, and shall be in you. Ephesians 4:4. One body and one Spirit, even as also you were called, in one hope of your calling. The reality of the body of Christ is the spirit of the reality of the triune God. Reality refers to the real condition of persons and things. The body of Christ is the church today, and all of its reality is the spirit of the reality of the consummated triune God. The reality of the process triune God is His consummated spirit of reality. The reality of all that the triune God is, has, and can do, is simply the spirit of reality. The reality of the death and resurrection, which the triune God passed through, is also the spirit of reality. Today's reading. Furthermore, this spirit of reality makes everything of the process triune God a reality in the body of Christ. It is the same spirit of reality who makes all the riches of the triune God, which are just as reality, possible and real in the body of Christ. All that the process triune God is, including righteousness, holiness, life, light, power, grace, and all the divine attributes, are realized by the Spirit of reality to be the real attributes of the body of Christ. Originally, such righteousness, holiness, life, light, power, and grace were merely God's attributes. Now these attributes have been realized in the church, by the Spirit in the body of Christ. The church therefore possesses the reality of the divine attributes, such as righteousness, holiness, life, light, power and grace. Furthermore, all that the triune God experienced, including incarnation, crucifixion and resurrection, are likewise realized by the Spirit of reality to be the real experiences of the body of Christ. Originally, it was the triune God who was incarnated, crucified, and resurrected. But when the Spirit of reality came, He made these experiences of the triune God real in us, as our real experiences. Because of this, we can live a normal human life on the earth today. We can deal with the negative matters, which befall us, by the capacity of the death of Christ. We do not lose our temper, nor do we blame or rebuke others, because the death of Christ is realized in us, through the Spirit of reality. Moreover, the Spirit with the resurrection of Christ works in us, to enable us to love and forgive others. These are all examples of how the experiences of the triune God Himself have been realized in the Church, by the Spirit of reality, to be the real experiences of the Church. This is the spirit of the reality of the triune God, becoming the reality of the body of Christ. Finally, we need to see conclusively that both the essence and the reality of the body of Christ are altogether matters of the spirit of the processed and consummated triune God. Whether essence or reality, it is all a matter of the Spirit. The Spirit is the reality of the essence, as well as the essence, to which the reality belongs. Essence emphasizes the inward substance, while reality emphasizes the outward realization. Because the Spirit is the inward substance of the body of Christ, He is also its outward realization. Both the inward essence and substance and the outward reality and realization are of the Spirit. This Spirit is the secret to all that the triune God is, to the body of Christ. For instance, the secret to God's loving the body of Christ, sanctifying it, and strengthening it, is with the Spirit of reality. It is the Spirit of reality who makes God's love real in the body of Christ, so that it may be sanctified and strengthened. This Spirit of reality is the processed triune God Himself, as well as the totality of all the attributes of the processed triune God. If we have the Spirit, we have all the attributes of the processed triune God, such as love, light, mercy, righteousness, holiness, life, power and grace. This is the end of the day 2 of Message 7.